Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Third and Atlantic Studios. Your host, Joel. That's me, the winner. I always win. And some guy, Ed, I'll ask you how you're doing, but we know.
I just I don't get caught up in the regular season. It's fine. I'm ready looking towards the playoffs.
So. You don't get caught up in regular season. You don't get caught up in postseason. Where do you get caught up? Preseason?
All right, that's a bit. Ouch! You really hurt my feelings here. To be fair, I'll let you have your moment. That's fine. You're at least I won 6 man, so I still got that. I beat 5 other man for that, and this is just a one-on-one thing. So this doesn't really matter as much. Like I won money in the bank. Like so, 6 man and money in the bank. I won the money in the bank. I've got the briefcase. With you, it's just whatever. I don't really care.
That's fair enough. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, to survive. But let's talk about it. Go on then.
So week 7. You had 7 picks, I had 6 picks. Obviously, you won the week before, and there was an extra game, or there was an odd amount of games, so you won that. And your picks, Joel, you should have put an accumulator on it. You went 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? There ain't too much. I'd say, I just don't know. I don't know where I went wrong, because I guarantee you, if I put an accumulator on it, put an ACCA on it, I would have got none of them. All of them would have lost.
We do the 17 weeks and we pick 6 teams. Each of us, if we were to put £1 on every week, that's what, £17. I reckon at least one of us will get it one week or another, or 6 or 7 of us.
I reckon you'd blank me out at that point, because as soon as I put some money on it, I lose instantly.
Oh, I wish there was maybe there could be a way to figure out if we put all these 7 in an accumulator, how much winnings you would have got. I'm not sure if there's a way of doing it. Maybe something to look into. But
I'm sure someone on the internet has made a way. But
so you went 7-0. I went 3-3. Like I don't think I made bad picks. My 3 incorrect. I'm not even going to talk about the picks you got right, because I don't care about that. I picked the Panthers to beat the Giants, which
that was horrible.
Panthers have just slowly dipped, and Sam Darnold got benched. I picked the 49ers to win. And to beat the Colts, and 49ers have lost all their sauce. They're now sauceless. And then I picked the Ravens to beat the Bengals. The one thing I'm happy about this is that it lets me ask this one question. Joel, who are the worst team in the AFC North, and why is it the Steelers?
Well, record-wise, it's the Steelers. Play-wise, it has been too. However, things are changing. It might be the Browns. Like it might be the Browns now. We never know. Like the Browns eked through. No, the Browns eked through against the Broncos. They had the Broncos. The Steelers beat the Broncos like handedly-ish. The Broncos made the Steelers look like a decent team.
Yeah.
And the Browns struggled against these Broncos. Like they were never close to losing, but they didn't move the ball as they have done. So I'm saying the momentum shift is on now. We're on the way up. We're coming through.
Seriously, who's going to finish last in that division? It's the Steelers.
This is sticky. No, this is actually sticky, because, like I said, it's a long season. We normally pull it out at the end. We normally stay up above 500 every time, innit? So,
how many teams from the AFC North will make the playoffs?
It's possible all 4 can.
And be horrendous. Get out of here.
No, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible all 4 can, and it will still be horrendous. Let's call it what it is.
It's possible the Jags can make the playoffs, but it's possible tomorrow. It's possible tomorrow I could walk down the street, see Beyonce, and be like, "I'm leaving Jay-Z for you."
Okay, and is it not? What was on my next line? It is horrendous. Yeah. It is horrendous. It's not because some teams had such a strong start and were losing, and now they're losing in momentum, and other teams like us had a strong start, a terrible middle, and then could string together a performance, come out of a bye week, string together another performance, and now we're back in it. And I think that's the problem with the kind of early season judging the race, because first of all, we all know the players don't start tomorrow, so there's no reason to. But you don't have a sense of what team is what and who could sustain their greatness, or if it's just a lucky week or not. The Steelers don't look great. I'm not going to lie to you, the Steelers don't look great. The Ravens looked amazing, and then this week happened. And
it's fine though. I'm not too worried if I'm the Ravens.
But then the Browns, once again, they were on an upswing. Certain people came back. They dipped a bit, but they didn't lose. Now, is it going to be the Browns are the Browns again? And then the Bengals they've suffered for way too long, and now they're like everyone mocked them for picking up Ja'Marr Chase instead of a tackle. In week 1, it looked horrendous when Joe Burrow was getting killed. But now they're just lobbing it up, and he's going
bits.
for 100, 100-yard games, 200-yard games. He might get a 300-yard game.
Okay, wait.
He might
300.
He's remember when last year it happened with Justin Jefferson. The rumbling started.
Yeah, but I'm not sure for a 300-yard game. I don't know.
I know 300 yards is very kind of unrealistic.
What's the most yards in a season? Oh, what's that season? What's the most yards
in a game?
Do you have a guess?
Someone must have had a 300-yard game. I think it's actually happened though. I'm bugging.
Oh my gosh.
It's happened.
I put in yards, not putting receiving yards. Yeah, it came up like 500. Oh wow. There have actually been.
It's a 200-yard game. There's a 200-yard game.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about 300.
Yeah, but I think there is
6. There have been 6 300-yard games.
There we go. Like, it's possible.
Can you, out of the 6, there's 2 you could probably guess. Can you guess who they are? Oh, okay. So a couple of things. The one in 7th is my boy Jimmy Smith from the Jags. He did it in the 2000s. He got 291. There were 2 modern players. By modern, I mean
they're playing now, or they have retired.
Did it in 2010s. One is retired. One is still playing.
Randy Moss.
Nope.
He didn't get.
He didn't have a 300-yard game.
I feel like Antonio Brown should have had one with the amount of targets he had.
No.
Julio.
Yes, he got a bang on 300-yard game against the Panthers in 2016, and the other one was 2013 October 27th.
Megatron.
Anniversary.
Is it Megatron?
Yes.
There we go.
329 yards.
Yeah, people are forgetting, like last year we had the Justin Jefferson year, and they're like, oh, there's only 2 receivers in this conversation. But I get the premise, which is Ja'Marr Chase and Randy Moss having ridiculous, rookie seasons. Justin Jefferson was also in that about.
So Antonio got a 284 in 2015. And then Tyreek Hill, there was a game, I think I remember now, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year.
That doesn't make sense. This should have been a 300 to 400-yard game. Because I swear it was like 200 and a quarter.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous at the start. Yeah.
So what happened right after that? Did you just not throw to him the rest of the game? Like, did you sub him out? Like, what happened?
I guess that's just also like with football as well. Like, for example, when like a team are up 3 or 4-0 in the first half, you think it's going to be 8, 9, 10-0. But like they get at the end, they're like, oh, whatever, we don't really care. We're not going to destroy them that much.
They just switch to running from then on.
But what we were saying earlier about the Steelers and the Browns, funny enough, they play each other this week. So yeah, like that little battle that they got there in the AFC North, which is nothing compared to what's going on in the AFC South. So week 7, again, you went 10-3 overall, which puts the overall score to 5-0-2, and I'm 0-5-2.
Yes, sir.
We are nearly finished the second quarter of the year, and I've got nothing in the win column.
First half coming up.
I don't know what's going on. To be fair, I'm not mad about this week, because even if I got all mine wrong, I still would have lost.
Yeah. I mean, if you got all yours right. Yeah.
So the fact that I got smacked this week is completely fine. The previous weeks, I was a bit upset because of how. No, I wasn't upset either, because I just lost the close games, all the overtime games, the 1 possession games you all won. So I was like, you know what, it happens. 1 possession games, whatever. We move.
To be fair, this week there were a lot of. This previous week there were a lot of predicted blowouts that may or may not have happened. The one that we predicted the most, which was the Rams and Lions, was not the blowout we expected. It was a win when as the game went on. It was a win, but it was not the win we were expecting. But there were more revenge games that we didn't call, and I forgot which ones they were right now.
So Bengals, Colts, and the Giants were the 3. Well, the 3 ones that I took, which lost. I think they were all.
But which was the revenge game? Oh, the Cardinals. The Cardinals was a big revenge game that we didn't talk about last week, because we just thought it was, Cards Texans was going to be a win. But that was JJ Watt and D Hop going back to
Texas. I mean, it was a revenge game, but they didn't care. Like Cardinals were just so much better than the Texans. Like it was a revenge game, but it felt
But then so we were saying that about the Rams and the Lions, that it was a revenge game and the Rams shouldn't care because they're so much better than the Lions. But they cared. They cared.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Actually, I think I really wanted for Jared Goff's sake to win that game. Like watching, I was like, oh my gosh, they're actually putting out all the stops. I love this.
It looked like it was going to happen. It really did look like it was going to happen for a bit. And then they just slowly but surely just pulled away. The defense, just like Aaron Donald, when you get that text from Aaron Donald, like, I know you're my boy, but I have to do this to you this weekend.
AD's a bit petulant at times. Like when a lineman does rough him up a little bit, he does like it's really petulant the way he grabs the face mark. He's like, he's calm down a little bit. He's like,
I think he's one of those that wants to be seen as obviously the best, but he wants like, that reverence that you can't even touch me, I'm that good kind of thing. Like he has that kind of attitude, which has helped him get to where he is. But when someone actually like tries to block him, it gets a bit childish.
Oh, when I watch a Rams game and I see like 2 or 3 linemen going towards AD, I'm like, oh gosh. There's like 2 of them there. Then another guy chips off him, and it's like, wow. Imagine having
there may be a quad. There may be a quad if a tight end and your running back chip.
Have you seen that thing how like Aaron Donald and like Trey Young are the same height or something like that? Madness, absolute madness.
Yeah. Oh, that's the actual thing about football players and basketball players. Like the height, when you see it as a basketball player, you're like, they're tiny, but then they're as tall as some of the like meanest football players. And it's
Curry. In no universe should Stephen Curry be taller than Aaron Donald. In no universe should that be a thing.
He's roughly the same height as Myles Garrett. Think about that.
And
think about that.
Even with like, because I was watching the Magic game, and the Magic played the who they played last night. Last night they played the Heat, and Terrence Ross. When I watched Terrence Ross, I just went looking at him. I think he's like not short, but I think he's like 6'1", 6'2". He's 6'8". Like watching on the court, I would never think he was 6'8", but yeah, just a random height topics. Cool. That was it for week 7. Let's make our week 8 picks.
More of the same, please. The time has come. Week 8. Week 8.
You've got the first pick.
Yes, sir. It's a big one because we're at that point in the year. If you ease up, momentum could come to your side, and I could lose it all. So
Can you believe by the end of this week we'll be halfway through the regular season?
Wild. And it's a wild one. It doesn't even feel like that. It's just going and going, and like it doesn't even feel.
Maybe because
this could be a week 4 and it'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe exactly. Maybe it was this time last year. Maybe because this time last year we were all literally just consuming everything because nothing else was going on. But I can't believe it's already been 8 weeks and the Jags are still shit. But sorry, anyway, you're saying.
I mean, that one I can believe. But with my first pick, I am going to go with the red hot Bengals against the Jets at the Jets. It would just be silly to let this one drop.
Gosh, what a time to be alive. You take the Bengals with your first pick.
Yeah, I know. But once again, I think it's the same rules as kind of last year. We're looking at who the Falcons and the Jets face. Although there's a different team for the Falcons, maybe. But you're looking at those kind of matchups, and then you're seeing which order you want to pick them and pick against that team.
You're such a pagan because when you pick the Falcons, I'm like, oh, why is this guy like just chatting shit? And then I was watching the game, I'm like, yes, fucking, they got some points. Like Miami are now in the lead, and then Atlanta just casually went the other way. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, Miami. But
yeah, it's a problem. It really is a problem. It really is a problem.
Yeah, just some of the plays that Tua makes, like, no, because I think he's a good kid. He seemed like a really cool kid, and like I want him to do well. But
yeah, have you been hearing? We're not sure if it's true or fake, but
the Sean stuff,
the noise around Tua, you're gonna swap. Think about how bad that is. You don't know if the guy's gonna be in jail, but you're thinking of swapping your QB for it. Like, that's how mad it is. Anyway,
speaking of Tua, I'm taking the Bills over the Dolphins.
I was hoping you'll let that drop one more, just one.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about that, and Bills are one of the best teams in the AFC. Like, come on, seriously? Oh, we forgot to mention 2 teams on a bye this week are the Ravens and the Raiders, and Bills came off a bye last week.
Yep. We're gonna see if the bye teams are gonna go through any change. It didn't help the 49ers at all. kind of killed their momentum. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Chiefs against the Giants.
That's going to be my next one.
Yeah. Still, like the Chiefs, what's going on over there is a madness, but what's going on with the Giants, they just never been good.
What do you mean? They won last week?
Yeah, and they've just never been good. They could drop an odd win also.
Come on, Giants defense. Let's go.
I don't expect them to go winless, but I mean, it's not pretty.
The Chiefs did only score 3 points last week against a Titans secondary who were depleted.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Jags looked better against the Titans than the Chiefs did against the Titans last week. Like,
it just doesn't make sense what's happening right there at all. But it is what it is.
With my second pick, I'm taking the Rams at the Texans.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, what can you say for that at this point? Like, the Texans should start like a fire sale soon.
It's
all their decent talent, I assume, will be gone by the trade deadline. But yeah, we're not at that point yet.
It's eerily similar to what happened to the Jags last year, where they won the first game of the season and just went 15-0 for the rest of the game. So I reckon that may happen to the Texans again this year.
Yeah.
So your third pick.
Yep. With that being said, I don't think this goes as too much of a surprise. The team I'm picking against, however, did have an amazing time last week, but I think it was just because they were up against an even worse team. So I'm going with the Chargers over the Pats. It's just like, I think the Pats have a good, obviously Mac Jones has been amazing for in his circumstance, but I don't think up against the good teams, like they're going to blitz the Jets 100% as they have this year twice now. But I just don't think they have it against the good teams.
Yeah. I didn't mind this one falling to me. I think Patriots could maybe do something. We'll see how Justin Herbert does this week. I think they had a bye last week.
Yep.
Yeah, they did have a bye last week. Bills had a bye last week. Interesting. I am gonna take. I'll let that go one more. I'm gonna take the Bucks at the Saints.
Yeah. Once again, the Saints, I don't know how to pick them. They're not great.
No,
they are not great, but they can pull out performance that will shock you enough. And the Bucks are the Bucks. Yeah, I get you.
I think I was previously high on the Saints, but they're slowly but surely being like chipping away at me, and I'm just rather take the bit more of a short thing in the Bucks.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna pick another two teams coming off a bye now.
Oh no, this is the one I wanted.
I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted. I thought I'd let it go for one more round. Fuck.
Yeah, you probably should have taken it because I didn't know where I was going else other than this. To be all the way honest with you, the Vikings once again. Unlike Justin Jefferson, but I'm not sold on Vikings.
Why are you jumping on this Cowboys bandwagon now?
I've picked them before.
No, but like
I've picked them. They won for me. Before, you picked against them and they won for me. So I don't know what you're talking about.
When did I pick against them? Against who?
I can't remember, but I've definitely had them by accident and they won that matchup.
Cool. If you don't know where you're going to go next, I'll tell you where to go next. I am taking the Titans at the Colts.
Yeah.
It's a divisional matchup, and I really don't like picking. Sometimes I feel anxious picking the winner of the divisional matchups because they play each other so often.
And then burnt you last week.
As we said about the Titans, when you pick the Titans over the Chiefs, Titans love these games where they are not necessarily favored, so they can just run the ball and just be an absolute prick. I think sometimes when they struggle is potentially against the smaller teams or the weaker teams, but
I'd say they struggle more against pass-heavy teams, although they didn't with the Chiefs. But it's kind of a matchup that they should have because their strength comes in keeping the ball and timing. But obviously with Julio and AJ Brown and that, you would hope that it's more of a mix now for them.
if they keep the ball, they limit the amount of possession or time possession for the other team. So that I think is opposite. I think the teams who are pass heavy don't like to play against the Texans because they don't give them much chance to pass the ball.
Yeah, but with teams like Chiefs, before you wouldn't need too many chances and you wouldn't need too much time because we're passing it anyway. So now you force us to pass it. Cool, we're going to beat you like we would have anyway. And now we don't have to hold the ball for longer because they're always chasing the time.
Yeah, but again, they have to be at an early lead. And yeah. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. What your fifth pick?
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I can't believe you haven't picked against them yet, but I'm going to go with the Eagles at the Lions. Because as we always know, it's pick against the Lions until they prove otherwise.
I don't mind having the Lions. They're gonna win one day, one way or another. They're gonna win a game someday.
I think that. I don't know. They all start to turn on each other now. Press conference after press conference. There's starting to be a little venom in these answers now.
Okay, I'm looking at actually at the rest of the games. You're definitely going to pick that one, so I'm not going to touch it. And this one, I know who I'm going to go for, but I'm going to let it slide. This one, I know who I'm going to go for. I'm going to let it slide. These last couple, I know who I'm going to go for. I'm going to let it slide. This one, I don't want to pick. This one, I know who I want to go for, but yeah, I'm just saying.
Everyone can't be. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to go for. We're going to let it slide. Every pick can't be that.
No, that's why I want to go for this one because usually this is the sort of pick that will lead to last because there's two heavyweights and we feel either way about it. I'm taking the Cardinals over the Packers.
See, once again, 2 weeks in a row, you can't do this.
Do what?
You cannot take the Cardinals because you were heavily against them.
Not heavily.
You were heavily against them.
I saw them perform against the Jags and I wasn't impressed. Like
you were heavily against them. So you can't pick. You said they were a fraud team. Now you're picking them.
Now you just put words in my mouth. I never said fraud.
Look at team. You said they were fraud over team.
Who's your pick? 5 games left.
I actually didn't know who I was going to pick for this one. I have arguments for both. I think the Packers are a team in which can give the Cardinals their first loss, but we shall see. So I'm going to. There's just been some that look so that I want to pick their teams, but they've been so poor recently. So I'm going to pick the Falcons against the Panthers again, because
what's on my rules? Don't pick against the Falcons.
Always pick against the Falcons. But also, I told you about my rules this season. I don't trust the Panthers, and now look what's happened.
How many rules do you have? Like, what are we doing here?
There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules, but the new ones come before the old ones always.
Yeah, I didn't think you would have gone for that one. Okay, just to piss you off, I'm gonna take the Steelers over the Browns.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna pick the Browns this one.
Oh, they're coming off a bye. Steelers better fucking win.
I mean, I was hoping it was a kind of because if I pick the Steelers, they don't always win. So I was hoping it was kind of to get rid of the curse, pick the Browns and have the Steelers win on the back end just to spite me. All right, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks against the Jags.
Yes.
Because I think the Jags can only win in London.
That's fine. We're gonna smack up the Seahawks because they ain't got no one on their team at the moment.
They got DK, and I think that's enough for the Jags.
Problem. That ain't a problem. Jags coming off a bye. Seahawks, they did lose to the Saints on a Monday, so it's a shorter week. Like Jags have got a 2 week and a bit to prepare for this. Like, come on, Urban, please.
No, it's effectively 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks to prepare for this.
My last pick, 2 games left, 49ers, Bears, Washington football team, Broncos. I'm going to do it to myself again, Joel. I'm doing it to myself again. Taking the 49ers out of the Bears.
Oh, just it's a sticky one once again because I think these lot are killing Justin Fields. I'm not gonna lie to you, they are killing Justin Fields, and the 49ers are already looking at please let was it Trey Lance come back? They're already, I don't know why he said that after that one game, but he was like, please let Trey Lance come back effectively. Oh, we're gonna see who comes off of injury. There's only one person, big man. There's only one person, that's the quarterback. So what's the issue? But Matt Nagy and them man there are killing Justin Fields. If he has no play action, he has no game.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that San Francisco defense can really stifle that Bears O-line and make Justin Fields feel super uncomfortable, because that used to be their forte. They could bring pressure with 4-man.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't trust the Bears that much at this point, it seems, either. I think they seem to be a big unknown still. I'm not sure if you figured them out, but I certainly have not.
No, the Bears, no chance. I don't think the Bears have figured themselves out. Like they just don't know what they're doing.
All right,
am I bugging? Okay, no, go on.
Your last game, so this is your free game more or less. You've got like this. This is like flag on the play. You've got a free play. You can do whatever you want. You've got Washington at the Broncos.
Pretty sure last week was a better last game than this. I would have taken that matchup over.
Last week was Chiefs Titans. That was our last game that left.
That's a good last game to pick because you at least care about those two teams.
I mean,
like, done a little bit of
the two before then was what? Panthers, Giants, and Chiefs. Panthers, Giants, and Falcons, Colts, Falcons, Dolphins. So this week we've left all the bad teams to the end.
Okay. I just don't like. I'm really like racking. Oh, I've won it. I'm gonna go with the football team at the Broncos. I don't know why. I promise you, I don't know why. This is a horrible matchup. This is a horrible matchup.
Alrighty. That is the 15 games this week. You've picked Bengals, Chiefs, Chargers, Cowboys, Eagles, Falcons, Seahawks, Washington. I've got Bills, Rams, Bucks, Titans, Cards, Steelers, 49ers. Fuck, I've only got 2 home teams. Oh, I don't like that. Oh no, this is not going to go well. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've only got 2 home teams.
Man, the home and away is fine.
The weather's getting a bit colder now. Slowly but surely, we're getting towards playoff weather. We're soon going to see some snow, I think, in about a month or so. Thanksgiving's coming up soon after Halloween. That's when proper football starts.
This is just stress, man.
Huh?
This is stress.
And you're chilling.
Well, we're bottom of the division.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a great showing the rest of the season. We're stressed.
Let's say you get a top 10 pick. What ideal position are you looking for? Because it's got to be O-line, no? Or QB.
It can't be QB in this draft. Then which is the QB in this draft?
Yeah. Get Spencer in it.
Piss off, man.
He
might have to stay. He might have to stay another year. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to have to hit that transfer portal.
Outside of QB, what position?
I think we need to still build up the O-line, but O-line is better through playing together. We need a better run defense. So we might need a nose, but that's only because our nose got injured. So I don't know many superstar nose tackles out of college nowadays because they're mostly running forefronts.
You don't have to. You don't probably stick with a 3-4, right? Because of TJ.
Yeah.
Can you not play with 4? Can you not put TJ on the line?
No, TJ essentially is just the extra rusher, but you're still counting on that. Your nose is going to get double teamed, and then the tight end or the tackle will be 1-on-1 with TJ, depending, or the running back even. So for the scheme, for TJ to have the you don't want to be singled out on the edge. Because if you're singled out on the edge and they could push pressure towards you and push doubles, and that's obviously going to diminish your stats. the good thing about Aaron Donald is, first of all, he can move any play.
Yeah.
So that blocking scheme has to change to wherever he's standing to. But mostly on the interior, you're only going to get a single or double for the most part, and then the triple has to come in from the running back chipping and going. Which he has to then alter his route. He may get stuck and blah blah blah. But on the edge, it's easier to triple team someone or even quadruple team if you really feel about it. That's why we need the second one on the other edge to another pass rush threat on the other edge.
I don't ever think I've seen a quadruple team before. I don't even know how that would be possible.
You have Aaron Donald has faced them.
Triple I've seen, quadruple.
Yeah, so obviously you got your tackles, and your guards maybe shift over.
Yeah,
you got your tight end chip and release, and then your running back either stays in or he chips and releases.
So you're saying like it feels like a video game, like tight end, block and release, running back, chip block, and then you've got the 2 linemen there as well, right?
Yeah. Essentially, they created, like they said, for all of them, they created new, who was it on the Colts? Dwight Freeney. They created new blocking schemes for him. I think he's the one that they started doing triples more often, and then a quad come in. Everyone, and he was like, he looked at the coordinator and was like, yo, what's this?
No, allow it, please. No, his teammates should be feasting on that, but yeah. Anyway, Jalen did. He, with the pressure. That interception was so annoying because I scored. I was so pissed off watching him. Like, no,
exactly. And that's how it rolls.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's how it rolls.
Anyway, that is it for week 8 predictions. Again, second half of the season a second quarter of the season nearly over. Damn, halfway through. Sick. Right. In a bit, Keys.
See ya.
Have a good evening. Peace.